Yo, welcome to the motherfucking rejects. No, not the rejects. God damn it, the fucking intro. The intro got me all mixed up, yo. Maybe having a multi-purpose intro was a bad idea.
What a crazy 24 hours this has been. You know what I'm fucking saying? Like it's been a roller coaster of emotions.
Completely normal, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Pretty normal for YouTube, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, you want to get into that?
I guess we can talk about that. This was going to be a stream that we were going to actually do last night. We were going to do a post-debate stream, you know, talking about Bernie versus Biden. I prepared an event called Bernie Sanders Shreds Joe Biden in a Debate. I believe that's what I fucking titled it. Something along that.
Oh, well, that's your own fault, Animancy. How dare you give it such an incendiary title? You know, you're just asking for trouble like that, you know? How do you know? How do you know Bernie destroys Biden? How do you know it didn't go the other way around?
It's almost like it proves that it's an opinion piece and not just like a restream of the actual event itself. It's almost like I did that, and I also included a description, mind you, a description where it said something along the lines of Animancer, J Dark A, D Wayne, who's the other guy that we were gonna have on. It basically laid out that we were discussing the events after the fucking debate in the description, and you could infer that from the fucking title as well. And yeah, before we were even able to go fucking live, some representative of Warner Brothers came and struck us down. Apparently assuming that we that the only reason that we made that event was to restream the debate, even though, like, this is something I want to stress, by the way. I had the event starting time after the debate was already set to be over. Yep. So if they had even looked at more than just the title, they would have known that it wasn't going to be a restream of the debate. If they looked at the description, if they looked at, like, if you could even infer from the fucking thumbnail, because it's an image that I kind of edited together myself, like, you know, it's fucking absurd. Like, nothing what I put in the fucking event has any copyright. There was no content made, and yet they were able to not just offer a content claim, because that would have been one thing. Like, that would have been absurd enough if there was already a content claim placed on our fucking thing before we even had that discussion. But no, it was a content strike, which can end someone's fucking YouTube career if you get enough.
And dude, can I just say to the chat, because someone said this last night too, we did not put CNN in the title. There was no CNN. CNN was not anywhere in the title. That's not why it got striked. Yeah, no, if you look... So, there's a thing... I think some people might have gotten confused, because there's a thing where... I mean, Animancer posted the screenshot of it on Twitter, where it's like... where it shows the strike, and... Yeah, it says CNN debate... That wasn't the title. That wasn't what we titled the video. That was what Warner Brothers, or who the fuck ever, assumed was going to be. Yeah, that's what they claimed. That's what they assumed we were going to play. We didn't actually fucking play that or put that in the fucking title. They just went, oh, someone's talking about the debate. Let's just assume that they're gonna be fucking covering our CNN thing when we fucking weren't. So
this isn't even wrong think, right? This isn't even punishment for wrong think. This is like assumed wrong.
I actually
think. Like, we're assuming that you're gonna have the wrong opinions.
I actually think
we can get into that.
I actually think it is wrong think on some level, because I do think that because you put look, I have a sneaking suspicion that if you put the title as the opposite, Joe Biden shreds Bernie Sanders in the debate, I don't think we'd be having this conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I told multiple people that. And like half the people were like, "No, that's totally not it. Like, there's no way that that's the fucking chance." And then there were some people who were like, "Yeah, that probably does have factor into it, because hey, it was a pro Bernie Sanders thumbnail, and it was a pro fucking Bernie Sanders title. It's the same thumbnail that we're using right now, by the way, for people who want reference. Like, it's just Bernie looking a little bit stoned. You know, that's all it fucking is."
We clearly have a very Bernie Sanders pro Bernie Sanders bias and a very anti Joe Biden bias here. We don't fucking hide that. We're very clear about that. And you know, I just have a fucking suspicion, like, cuz look, I think here's what happened. I think someone at fucking CNN, or someone who works for their legal team or whatever that goes around copyright striking, because when I promise we're not the only ones that got taken down before doing a stream. I actually heard of other people that did plan to stream the event last time there was a debate who got taken down in advance. So this is a thing that they're doing now. The difference is we didn't plan on talking about it. I think, you know, whoever fucking looked at that, you know, clearly they work for either CNN or the DNC or whatever, and they're all in bed with each other. Of course, these people say that here's some fucking pro Bernie Sanders coverage. Can't have that. Can't have that. Gotta fucking take it down. Even if whatever. We'll let up the next day, as long as there's not like immediate coverage that's set. Because that's what this is really about. I think that's what this has been about since the beginning of this election, of this primary, since the very first contest. It's been about, let's suppress all of the fucking pro Bernie Sanders headlines. Let's stop them from even existing. And, you know, what better way to do that than, independent people on YouTube giving their own, opinions on the debate. Well, believe it or not, a lot of independent people on YouTube have a similar opinion to us and don't agree with the establishment bullshit that they're fed. So when we fucking they're probably like, we are not the only ones with this narrative that they want to shut up, is my point.
Here's the really egregious thing about it, in my opinion. Like, I have a right as an American to talk about the political process that goes on in my country. The public debates, you know, these open platforms where we're deciding the future of our fucking country. I have a right to give a commentary on that, especially if I'm not using any of your fucking footage. I'm not using it. We talk in front of a static screen on Under the Influence.
I'll go further than that. I believe in fucking fair use, and I think this is ridiculous. I think even if we were playing the goddamn debate, we should have been able to get away with that and not gotten in any fucking trouble.
No, I believe in that too, but this is just, you know what this shows to me? This shows that it's going to get worse and worse. Yeah, eventually, we're not going to be able to talk about this type of shit at all.
That's the ridiculous thing. We're trying to play by YouTube's fucking, or the system, whatever the rules, whatever the rules are. We're trying to, okay, fine. We don't like them, but you know what? We're gonna go along with that because we don't want to get in any trouble here on YouTube. We just want to make our content. But we can't even do that, because even when we try to comply with the rules, it's like, nope, not allowed to do that. How many extra fucking viewers do we usually get on nights of a debate when we talk about stuff like that? I mean, I'm sorry, it absolutely is a detriment to our channel when we're told, oh, you're not allowed to stream on this, or you're not allowed to stream about this, and they can apologize all they want and give us our stream event back and say, oh, here you go, guys, here you go, you want to do this stream now? Here, you can do it. There's nothing wrong, but the fucking damage is done. We didn't do the stream on the night when, you know, it was relevant. We didn't get to talk about it right after. And
that's the shitty thing too, because I managed to make it into like a net positive myself, because I got some people interested, and I got eyes on the channel who normally wouldn't have taken a look at this type of thing, because this is something that, I mean, it's pretty unprecedented. I mean, I know you've said you've heard of people doing this before, but I've never heard of it before. A lot of people who I showed this to, they've never heard of anything like this before. So it's shining light on an issue that a lot of people didn't know about. I was able to you know, get introduced to some new people, make some new contact with other creators. It was, I talked to TJ about it, and I was just like, yeah, this is just a net positive for me, like, at the end of the day. But
I mean,
the fact that they were able to do it in the first place, it's a bad sign for YouTube. It might be good for me to get a little bit fucking of exposure. It says a lot worse for fucking YouTube, and that's what really fucking worries me. Even though it ended up fine in the end, I actually did find someone who responded on the YouTube account, and they, you know, they were relatively quick and to the point when it came to getting this resolved. I will say that. So that, you know, to thank you to that one individual who did something. But when it comes to the structure of this company overall, just the people, you know, the people in charge making the decisions, the heads who aren't letting these people do their jobs right, like, what the fuck are you fucking doing? And I found out, I found something else interesting, and I don't want to sound like an ignorant asshole when I'm saying this, but I probably will. But I noticed that YouTube put out a tweet recently where they said that there was going to be a lot less people, like, you know, around to operate their you know, their customer support, like the Team YouTube Twitter and shit like that, because of the coronavirus. And I really don't understand that, because I completely understand, you know, when people's jobs involve them to, like, go into a place, like, you know, where there's, like, a bunch of people around. Like, if you work in a factory or something, like, that's a legitimate issue. But, like, do you really need to, like, go into, like, an office space to reply to people on social media? Isn't that like a type of job that people could do from home?
Here's that's actually a thing that I've advocated for a long time, and I've pointed out. Look, there are certain jobs that can easily be done from home, and I don't know why we don't have more jobs that are like that, where you can, you know what, yeah. I want to work from home, I'm going to apply for this job, because, well, for example, there are some people that can't leave their homes for whatever reason already that could use those jobs, but especially in a time of crisis, we should be able to, switch over to, like, okay, we're going to be working from home from now on.